to Seven Trumpets Prepper. Guys, in this video, while you adventure with me today, had to go to a doctor's appointment, and while I have a moment out away from job site and construction and everything else, I just wanted to tell you that the totalitarian, authoritarian construct that's being built around us currently is absolutely with intent and design, and it has been planned for many moons. This is not by accident in any way. And I know everybody thinks that the Trump train's coming to save them. I think everybody thinks that all these, terrible people around the world are just going to all of a sudden become good people. I don't know what's going through people's mind, but I'm going to tell you this: things are premeditated, and they're planned for such a long time. And I know this is not new information, but the perspective, I would hope for many, is new. And I'll tell you, in the means of what I say new, I mean that all this that people said for so long, that's like, this is going to happen, this and X amount of things is going to take place, all this stuff is finally starting to take place. Like I'm talking reaching all the way back to like Rex 84, crazy wicked plans of the government, and all sorts of things that's out there. All the wireless combat Wi-Fi that they can use against the general population now, weather modification. I mean, me and a friend of mine was talking the other day that the same year from that wireless technology apparently became a big thing is the same year they banned lead paint. Well, lead absorbs wireless signals. It's not about your health. They just didn't want the Wi-Fi coming through, or not being able to come through or monitor you. And plus the fact that, in the stuff that they wanted to put in people during said years of 2020 to 2024, now, made themselves a genetically modified organism and can be manipulated by patents that are for manipulation via Wi-Fi, wireless, and graphene, I believe, oxide, and other stuff that can be put into a body. So anyway, long story short, there's that part, okay? But you got to understand, I'm going to give you a recent example from my own experience, just to show you I can already feel the shift. And then I want to give you an example of another person, the preparation of wickedness that goes into people's minds, even on a small scale, going to a big scale, right? And so the other day I was going to look at a job site for a customer, actually 2 job sites in the same day for the same customer. And went to North Carolina, went to Virginia, already acquired permits, everything was good. And drove over to start doing site survey and layout and everything. And this North Carolina trooper comes up by me, and he weaves through traffic. And then after a while, me and him are side by side again. And then I pass him, and I go on up through traffic, and then he comes up beside me and creepers beside me. And then he finally backs up, pulls over, and pulls me over. And he tells me that the reason he pulled me over is because state of North Carolina, you can't have plate covering your tags or whatever. And you could see my license plate. So long story short, whenever he's done, he has to just give me a warning and let me go, okay? He couldn't find anything wrong. But what happened is when he come up beside the vehicle, it started out license, registration, the usual stuff. Then it was wanted to haggle me about my concealed carry, which I had to give him an education on reciprocals. Then he wanted to verify my VIN number. Then he wanted to card my son. Then it was, disarm everything that was on me. I'm not talking about firearms. I keep 2 knives on me at all times, a regular and a backup. And I keep a firearm always where I can get to it, but I don't carry all the time, guys. I'm starting to really lean toward concealed carry, actually carrying on my person, but I always keep a firearm wherever I can get to it. So after all this disarms and everything else, then he has me step back to his vehicle. I figured I was going to get cuffed at this point, and retained. And I actually was surprised he didn't ask to search, but there was like nothing in the vehicle to even see to search. His empty vehicle. And so I go through all this haggle. Sorry guys, the holder here is going to fall over. Is that I go through all this haggle, come to find out that in the end, he can't find nothing to give me a ticket for or haul me off for. So he ends up having to give me some it was mechanical or something. It was some code on a warning and sent me off about my business. And I love how that he was like, well, I'm still pro 2A, you know, I don't want you, you know, like he's trying to give me comfort about the fact that he haggled me. I'm like, bro, you're just out here trying to make a buck. But like, imagine I'd been a person of melanin. I hate when people say person of color. A person of melanin, or another ethnic group background, or another, tribe of the earth. Let me put it that way. I mean, there is some folks out there, listen, in America, right? I see the white man get pulled over. I see the Hispanic man get pulled over. I see the so-called black man get pulled over, and he really gets railed. All right, so, I mean, for crying out loud, they held down, I think it was a mother and a 3-year-old daughter. The cop had the daughter that was 3-year-old get down on the pavement, put her hands behind her back the other day. Just detestable. And I'll be honest with you, I don't care for the police. I don't need the police in my life. Every time I have ever gotten into a pickle, they've never been there for me. I've already had to deal with the perpetrator trying to rob me. I've already had to deal with the conflict. I've already had to, you know, fix my vehicle and get back on the road, and everybody stopped to be like, if you're okay. But I guarantee if I was smoking hot 20-year-old blonde, half-dressed on the side of the highway, they're going to stop. And I know it sounds like a rant, but I need you to understand that this authoritarianism, I can feel this shift. I see the shift in policing. I see the shift in government, and it's happening fast. And I told you folks that when Trump got elected, and I told you that he would be elected before he was elected, okay? And here it is. And I told you things that would come past afterward, and I can already see and feel the shift. And I'll give you this teachable moment, and this is especially important for you young men. You got to understand that this is the second little story I'm going to tell you, and then I'm going to expand into the authoritarianism of government, is that for you young men out here, there was this man, he was married to this woman, heard this story the other day, and the YouTube channel was actually Taylor the Fiend that I heard this on, so I want to give credit to. I'm working on a job site, and this video, you know, plays. And this man walks in, and his wife at the time had been married to him for many years. And I'm going to imagine this was California, but I don't think the state was mentioned. And the wife was planning to stay married to him for a longer set amount of time so that she could clean him out on the back end. And she's telling her friend this on the phone, and he so happens to walk in and hears this. Now, this guy has a patience of a saint, because where I would have lost my mind on that woman and she'd been packed up, moved out that day, he stayed with her, and in the meantime, he moved all his assets to his mom, moved all his the rights to his home, business, all this. He ended up being just an employee at his business. His mom owned the business. It is brilliant. I'll give him that. But he puts up with this for like 2-3 more years, right? And now keep in mind, I'm saying this story as a warning to young men, and also as to show you that this, on a simple, wicked person's level, right? This woman plotted this wickedness out for years. This is just a simple, everyday Joe on the street. This woman playing this out. This guy ends up, she pulls the rug one day. She thinks she does. But what actually happens is he goes to court. She gets nothing. He ends up keeping everything. And, of course, by the grace of the Most High, it's because, you know, he had a warning ahead of time. He heard what was going to go down. And she followed through on what she was planning to do. But it blew up in her face. But the governments of the world, all right? I said all that long story to say this, is the governments of the world, ladies and gentlemen, they've been planning for decades. You got to understand, this is generational. Like the people that are in the occult, people that worship Satan, people that are, you know, Freemasons, Illuminati, Jesuits, like, you listen, these people been at it longer than some of y'all's families can go back and trace. And you're seeing the fruition of it today, in your time, in real time. And so it's intriguing, it's terrifying, and it's also solidifying for me everything that I have been preparing for in my mind, because I knew that this day would come. I just didn't know in what variety package. You know, like, are you going to get package 1 of the apocalypse? Are you going to get version 2 of the apocalypse? Are you going to get version 3? So the version that we're currently receiving is, you know, something mixed with the Matrix, Blade Runner, the movie End Time, INTIME, and the one that had Justin Timberlake in it, and that redheaded girl, and then Terminator. Now, the variation of Terminator is yet to be seen. I know it's definitely, you're getting one of the Terminator movies. I just don't know which variation we're going to finally level out on that, but we're definitely getting Terminator mode, so need to plan for that. And then iRobot. I think that'll be that's what's going to go down in the blender and come out for your New World Order, Mark of the Beast system, AI, false deity worship, and all this crazy crap. That's what you're gonna see. And it's terrifying, but at the same time, it gives me such a peace of mind to know what I'm dealing with now, despite how bad it's going to be, because I have tried to put my thumb on the pulse for a long time of where we're going to land with this thing, and now we're finally here, because I've started prepping in 2009, and I thought, my hope, and I've mentioned this I don't know how many times over the years, now going into decades, is that my hope is that the trumpets would happen, and it would cripple the New World Order, it would cripple the nations of the world, so that at least you're dealing with the trumpets and not, totalitarianism, authoritarian government, not to mention communism, the communist countries, and everything else that's going on around the world that you have to deal with on that too. And heaven forbid fascism, which looks like America's headed toward. I have talked to so many people, veterans, elders, and young folks that are awake. And it is clear and present danger to us that we are headed toward an authoritarian fascist government. Now, it's not going to look the same as Nazi Germany. If you gave the same package deal to everybody that you gave in Nazi Germany, people would literally lose their mind. But the children of World War II veterans, the baby boomers, are still alive, and they know what their dads told them when they come back from seeing fascism firsthand, right, with their very own eyes. They've seen that. But now that generation is almost dead. My dad, I just laid him to rest less than a year ago. He's gone. But now I still know the stories. But I'm a rarity in my generation. Most people in my age are just don't give a flip about anything. I mean, I seen a Facebook post on Facebook, some company advertisement for a pentagram t-shirt, and I was blown away at the thousands and thousands of people that liked it, shared it, commented on it. I mean, people were saying hail Satan Father, please forgive me. It's just terrible. And we have a really, really lost generation. And so Gen Z, Gen Xers, the next generation after the little ones that's coming up right now, dude, they've got no role model before them. This is the most corrupted I've ever seen this nation that I live in, lewdness wise. And so it's going to be easy to steamroll this authoritarian government out. And the thing is I think everybody's sitting around waiting for a revival of constitutional rights, and it's like, we do not live in a free country anymore. I know it sounds like it. I know we all woo, red, white, and blue. It's like, bro, it ain't a free country. This has never been a free country for especially the indigenous people and melanated people. All right. And then for the white man, now we've been used and we're going to be disposed of. I hate it when too that there's all this classifications. It's like there is, you can have so-called white people, and there's Italians, and there's Germans, and there's Scottish, like my ancestors, and there's Irish, and it's like there's all these divisions of clans of people. And same thing with the so-called black man, especially the ancestral descendants of the Hebrew Israelites, right? You got a tribe of Judah, Judites and Benjamites. There's all these, just like sons of Ham. There's Hamites. There's all these divisions of the earth. But the New World Order's done very well, an excellent job, in my opinion, of classifying people that you have whites and you have blacks and you have Hispanic and Asian. Everybody's in a little box now. You just check a box, but your whole legacy, the thousands of ancestors before you and all their culture and their ethnic and all that, it's just no, you're just in a box now in the New World Order, and it's caused division amongst each other. We're fractured economically, socially, politically, religiously. They have a great handle on this, and the authoritarian realm that's about to take place, is probably going to happen in just a handful of years, just a couple of years. Whatever's going to take place, is going to take place before Trump leaves office. You can bank on that. Like, they are getting their boxes checked off. And ladies and gentlemen, if you are not making preparation to be excluded from this system, you need to be making preparation, because I'm telling you, for those of us that stood up in 2020 through, or late 2019 through 2024 and said, I will not comply, you're a minority now. Worldwide, I shared a statistic that they said 72% of the people in the world, roughly 72% of the people in the world on that statistic has participated in it. Well, I'm a very conservative guy. When I do electrical work, I always, account for extra voltage drop loss, amperage, over amperage. Luke is Mr. Conservative. And by the grace of God, that's why we don't have no fires yet to this day, and I hope never have one. But, when I think conservative, I always look at something and I dial it even way back, another 10, 20%. So you just go and you're like, all right, 72%. Well, we're going to say 60% of the population participated. You're still in a minority. And keep in mind, I don't know if you have looked lately, but apparently for those that participated, there's turbo cancer taking place, heaven forbid. And, oh man, I forget what the other thing is. It's just been killing people left and right. It's crazy. It's crazy. And, I don't talk a lot on YouTube anymore, because I'll be honest with you guys, I just don't think it gets to many people. And to those that does, I hope I say something that encourages you to see beyond the veil. I'm going to start really preaching that on this channel. I think that's going to be my mission forward, is to please look beyond the veil, because there's this huge veil in front of us right now, and we're just being deceived and lied to about so much. And it's getting hard to lie anymore. For those that have eyes to see and ears to hear, it's being rapidly exposed, that if you want to see and you want to understand and you want to know that you're being lied to, you can see it now. And it's why that the deceptions and the lies that are taking place in Satan's empire right now is ramping up. Because I'm telling you, I've said this also in past years over the channel, is I've said that, Satan starts as bribing and coercion, right? And then it's, under fear, and there's going to be consequences for this. And then it's under pain of death, ultimately leads up to pain of death. And I just kind of summarized that. I really eloquently broke that into layers in the past, but I'm just saying it starts with bribery and it ends under pain of death. That's how Satan's kingdom works. And now we are at the point of, you can see that the authoritarianism, deep state government, Illuminati, Jesuits, Freemasonry, satanic worshiping, occult sickos that are in this world, this is where they're at with it. And the last thing I'll say, and totally random, but it just goes right in along with this, is that apparently, now, Eric, I'm gonna make a statement that some people probably ain't gonna get with, and that's okay. And it's not a conversation really has to get into. But I'm a firm believer there is such things as cryptids in this world. The scripture talks about sirens and what people would refer to as mermaids. And apparently there's this whole thing being exposed now that the elite, not only adrenochrome and such stuff like that they participate in, but apparently they have mermaid parties where they find fishermen to find mermaids and then they kill them and eat them. Apparently is this saying. And this is just hearsay in my opinion, but if it is a drip true, just a drip, then it goes to show you that these people, these Luciferian people, these authoritarian sickos that are running this world, they are obsessed with the occult and they are obsessed with supernatural power, because everything from trying to find Gilgamesh's tomb when the Hillary Clinton emails before the Iraq War, to the adrenochrome thing, Pizzagate and all that kind of stuff. And then you have now where that apparently, they're fishing cryptids out of the ocean and eating them to try to find some euphoria and some eternal life out of it, or I wouldn't even say eternal life, like some kind of supernatural ability or something out of it. Sickos. And so I just want you to understand two things, is that we are entering the golden calf age. Everybody said we're entering the golden age. We are entering the golden calf age of authoritarianism, that you will bend the knee. That's going to be under pain of death, I guarantee you, before it's over with. And that the weird sickos that run this show that serve Satan, it is getting exposed and laid bare just who you so-called think is in charge, just the level of wickedness that they're at. And I'm telling y'all what, folks, I cannot wait to sell the farm and move to a new place and just start fresh and get so far away from the city, because the city's grown in around me. I hate it, but in the past 20 years, life has changed. But I cannot, y'all willing, if I got enough ability to do it, get out of here and get gone in time, I cannot wait to get away from all this, because it is getting wild out here. And you need to open your eyes and see what's coming. And I'm warning you right now, authoritarian, totalitarian dictatorship and the deep state, it's coming soon, out in the open. And so, guys, always to see again here at Seven Trumpets Prayer Channel. I hope Most High Yah Baruch you and keep you, make his face shine upon you, show you favor, and give you shalom, my friends, in Yahushua name.